day. And tonight we'll dive a little deeper into meditation and we'll focus on the mantra Om. And most of you, of course, have heard of the mantra Om. In fact, even if you watch TV and they say, oh, somebody's meditating and they make fun of it, they go, Om, right? You see that. So we'll just say we don't get offended, but we'll just give it a little more context so people realize that, hey, this Om is universal and it's not just Hindu. Okay? So before we start, let's ask for a blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, spiritual helpers, and pray to whoever you like. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahal Guju Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your healing. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will that we may be of service to others. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. Okay, so first of all, let's start by saying that Om is not just Hindu, although it's started in India, but it actually started way, way before that. So I'm not going to go to the entire detail because of time, but just to kind of put things in context for someone who has a Judeo-Christian background, like I was brought up Catholic in the Philippines and came to the United States, became a Southern Baptist. So you can imagine when I heard the word Om, I go, it's Hindu, it's pagan, or whatever. And then I remember my Master Cho used to tell us, he said, look, listen. You know, what are the attributes of God? God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. Next line, what's your problem with Om? I go, Okay? And the interesting part is, I think a lot of you, even though you've never heard of it or you just heard it like, oh, it's one of the things people chant in meditation. If I were to have all of you in a room, how many thousands of you in a room, and I say, let me have a show of hands, how many of you in times of silence, whether meditating or right before falling asleep or in deep prayer, or it's just sometimes you're just by yourself, would almost hear a certain humming in the background? I guarantee you, in a class, let's say you have 1,000 people, easily 80-90% would say, yeah. Come to think of it, when it's quiet, I can almost hear like a buzzing. That buzzing is not buzzing. It's a universal sound that penetrates to different, let's just say, dimensions. Okay? Now, this Om actually generates, when Om is sounded, if it's the right term, it generates a certain movement of energy. And in pranic healing, in Arhatic Yoga, I remember in class when we have somebody's chanting, we have somebody who could see energy. They would literally see the sides of the spiritual connection, like the whole crown gets brighter. And when they chant, the entire aura radiates a certain frequency. And most people can feel it. Just to give you an idea, whether you're watching this live right now or later on you're watching recording, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you why later. If I have you raise your hand like this, okay, just raise your hand like this or like this, doesn't matter. Okay? Just keep your hand there. I have no clue where the heck you guys are materially or physically. It doesn't matter. Okay? Just keep your hand here like this. Okay? Close your eyes. Om. 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 Okay. I don't know, you can always give me feedback. Some of you can, but I'm not reading chats here right now. But whenever I ask the question, how many of you felt something? People say, yeah, I feel a tingling, I feel a vibration, I feel something. Exactly the point. And here's the interesting part. Even if you watch this as a recording, like later on, it has the identical effect. I know, some of you are going, how is that possible? Like, one of the main questions people ask is, yeah, I noticed I did your meditation that was recorded, a month ago. And when I did it, it felt like as if it's happening in real time. Yeah, I knew that. Exactly. You see, as I've shared with you all this time already, let me just kind of put it in, let's just say, more technical or everyday language. You have three dimensions: length, width, height. that's 3 dimensions. Like when we look at something, touch something, our perception is 3 dimensions, right? The 4th dimension is time. And Einstein, the super smart dude, put it all together. It's called space-time. It's like when you meet someone, hey, I'll meet you for lunch. That's the intention, but you need 2 things. You need a location, a certain somewhere in space, and then you need a particular time. You cannot meet someone without one or the other. So that's 4 dimension. We are moving around in 4 dimensions. However, all of us are also swimming in this universal field or fields, and science just simply calls it the Higgs field, Higgs, based on another smart dude, and something Higgs, okay? The particle, they call it Higgs boson. And of course, if you're on YouTube, you want to get a lot of clicks, they call it the God particle. And if you study it further, that's not exactly what it is. It's a marketing ploy. Clickbait, so you can click. All right, anyway, I don't want to weird you guys out. So you have to realize this field that we're swimming in, it's not just like wind or something blowing. It's actually energy, universal energy that permeates the entire universe, even in a vacuum. So you talk to a scientist, you go, yeah, there's a complete vacuum. Even if there's no one atom in that vacuum, the Higgs field, or this universal field, also interpenetrates it. Now, this field that interpenetrates it also contains data. So just imagine the entire universe is like waves and waves and manifests as this field. If you crumple part of it, then you have a localization of data. That's how the universe is both a field and particles. It's just that's why they say, yeah, it's a bunch of field. But as soon as you study something, then it acts like a particle. That's why. Now, what's it got to do with what we're talking about? Because right now, scientists are looking at 4 dimensions. When you tap into spirituality, you're going beyond the 4 dimensions. Because when you're meditating, you're praying, you notice there's time, there's space, right? But if you wanted to, you can go back to 5 years ago. Okay, 5 years ago, I remember at that time, I'm sitting here, I'm saying this. As far as your consciousness is concerned, you're there. So that data is already imprinted, if you will, in that universal field. So if we have this meditation right now, and you participated in it, it's like that imprint is already beyond the 4 dimensions. It's already in that field. So even if you watch this, 100 years from now, assuming that's the technology right now, at that time, if you are receptive to it, when I say receptive, that means you're raising your frequency beyond the 4 dimensions and then connecting to it. It'd be just as if you're doing it right now. Make sense? That's why, when we have those prosperities and deep emotional healing that's, still available right now, and whatever program we do, once it's recorded, it's there. So even if you say, hey, that's weird, how come, even if you're not doing it live in person, when I really put myself in there, it's as if it's happening in real time. Well, define time. Time moves slower as you're closer to the earth. Time goes faster when you're higher above the ground. That's what they call in science time dilation. And all those satellites that you see that are orbiting the world, all of those have already been adjusted because of the time difference. They did this experiment. You guys know about this already. They had 2 planes, I don't know how many years ago. They set the clock identically. They used atomic clocks. They sent them out. One went this way around the world, one this way, one altitude, one lower altitude. By the time they came back, the clocks were different. You go, oh, so it's validated by science. Yeah, it's not just a bunch of, things that people do, weirdos like us. It's just science is starting in the last 100 years to start to realize, oh, now we can put an equation to it. But yogis have known this for who knows how long. We just simply call it oneness. Make sense? So just think about it. You really think that someone just invented the word Om 5,000 years ago? It's been around. Now, here's the beautiful thing about it. Since we understand it to a certain extent, what great teachers and yogis have taught us, regardless, again, let me get this passed to your conscious mind, regardless of your religion, culture, sex, belief system, whatever, it goes beyond it, then you can tap into that knowledge that's already permeating in the universe. Now, I just taught this class a few days ago. Okay, the spiritual essence of man, the tree of life. Okay, and one of the things that we cover there is the power of the spoken word. And I just want to cover that because, spoken word, you chant Om, right? And if I remember correctly, anyway, I don't want to look through the pages. If you remember, in John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That's John 1:1, maybe about 2,000 something years ago given to us, right? And there's another verse, and from the Rig Veda. And some of you go, I know, a lot of you from India are going to say, yeah, it's 3,000. And it's like an auction. Somebody say, oh, no, it's 5,000. No, it's 10,000. Who cares? If it's more than 2,000, 3,000, it's a long time, okay? Anyway, the point is, in Rig Veda, in Sanskrit, God is Brahman. So in the beginning was Brahman, in whom was the Word, and with whom was the Supreme Brahman. So in the beginning was the God, with whom was the Word, and Word was the Supreme God. Sounds familiar? That's why, who's the king? King Solomon said in Proverbs, there's nothing new under the sun. So that word is Om. Not literally O-M, but that frequency that is sounded in the universe. And if you study theosophy, they use the word Logos for God. Okay? Now here's the funny part. Many, many years ago, when Grandmaster Cho was visiting the United States, this is at least, maybe 17 to 20 years ago. Somewhere there. And somehow on TV, on radio, the big thing was creation versus evolution. Okay? And it was a hot topic. It was on the radio, and people were debating it and arguing, and people were getting very upset, angry, whatever. And I remember I was just quiet, right? And he happened to watch it or hear it, and he started laughing. He goes, what's wrong with these people? They're arguing about whether it's creation or evolution. Creation never stopped. Creation continues, but in an evolutionary manner. That's why it's evolutionary creation. And creation is done continuously in the universe as God continues to speak the word. That's that. Why are these people wasting their time arguing? I'm going, easy for you to say, but people get really emotional about it, right? So creation continues. Creation continues because that sacred word is continuously sounded in the universe. That's it. So in our little way, we harness that energy to purify our system, purify the room. Okay, that's why every time I travel, I have no idea who slept in that bed. I have no idea if they're a good person, a bad person, if they have whatever type of energy. What do? I always purify the room. And one of the ways I do it is I would either light incense, but in the last few years, a lot of hotels don't like you to do it. They think you're smoking. I go, can't you tell the difference? So I don't use that anymore. So I would use essential oils like lavender, or I would use eucalyptus, any of these essential oils that we teach in class. And I'll just put it on the vent. I turn it off, the AC, the fan or whatever. I turn it off. I turn it on. And once it's on, the fan will just blow that the energy of that essential oil throughout the room and purify it. And simultaneously, I'll have my iPod or before a tape recorder, whatever. It depends on, no, not 8-track, just whatever. Where the audio file is located, and I'll have a speaker. I'll put it on the bed, aim it at the pillows, play Om, the one that with Grandmaster Cho's voice, put it on repeat, blast it, and leave the room. So while I'm teaching the class or I'm shopping, whatever, for the next few hours, you have the essential oil cleaning the room. You have the Om just cleaning all the crap out of the bed, sometimes literally, energetically. So by the time we come back in, ready for bed, everything's clean. Make sense? So there are many, many applications. Of course, within us, when we do our meditation, we chant Om because of the frequency. It's just like when you chant Om, it's like your not your physical body, kind of, your emotional, mental body are being shaken like that. And so the lower frequencies are, quote unquote, being shaken off. So you chant Om. That's why when you chant it, you have to feel it. Don't just go Om. Okay, I'm done. Right? When you chant Om, let the frequency and the vibration go through your body so that areas of your energy field where the energy channels or the chakras are blocked, that frequency will be used to dislodge it and flush it out. Make sense? So you chant it verbally. And then you can chant it silently. But the sequence, or Tony Robbins says, the syntax is critical. You start verbal and then non-verbal. You go from lower frequency to higher frequency. The fact that you can hear it, that means airwaves are hitting you, right? It's still material. So when someone chants silently, of course it's non-material, intangible, no airwaves are hitting your eardrums. Make sense? So you go from low frequency to high frequency. And that's how your frequency is raised. As you reach a certain frequency, remember, you did the verbal, so stuff got flushed out. Now, when you chant silently, you're flushing out more subtle, let's just say, impurities out of your aura and your chakras, so your soul's frequency go even higher. Then at some point, you practice stillness. Shut up, don't chant silently. And when it's silent, many of you hear the silent Om. We just call it silent because you don't hear it with your ears. Make sense? I know I'm throwing a lot at you. One of the things we're going to cover this fall, one of the programs I'm coming out with, is the use of mantras. Mantras are everywhere, but we're going to choose specific ones based on life experiences and how to use them. Okay? So here's the plan. We're going to practice chanting Om, and then from there, we'll take you deeper in meditation, slap on some booster rockets and see how far we can take you. Okay? And after that, we'll use all that energy. After you shed a lot of these lower frequencies, you're now filled with higher energies. We'll use that afterwards to bless our families, bless the earth. So that way, when you have all this good energy, what are you going to do with it? Share it. Okay? That's it. Of course, when I'm teaching in more Christian areas, I will emphasize Amen. And if I'm going to areas where, for example, part of the Middle East, or we have a lot of Middle Eastern students, I'll emphasize Amin. Okay? But for now, I think Om is universal enough. In fact, okay, this is just a joke. Don't take me seriously. The joke was, hey, why are cows sacred in India? You heard this joke many times. Why are cows very sacred in India? Because they chant Om backwards. Om, Mu. Okay, I hope that's not too advanced for you. Okay. And of course, some people, when they're pissed off, they go, Om, man. Well, there you go. Everybody's chanting Om. All right. Shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, personally to my teacher, Master Tokoksui Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. We thank you in full faith, so be it. All right, there are many ways to chant Om. You can just sit there and go, Om, 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 done. But what we'll do it systematically. And I want you to tap your crown. Okay, if you've joined us with any other programs, this is how we always do it. You tap your crown. Not because by tapping your crown, you'll suddenly open up. It just helps you focus there, okay? Because if the tapping is what makes it open, you might as well get a sledgehammer. Yeah, okay, it's now open, yeah, and it's bleeding too, all right? So try to put it in proper context, because sometimes people say, yeah, it's a tap. How many times? Is it 2.5 times, 3 times? Just tap the stupid thing, okay? It's just to help you focus there, all right? Next thing you do, press the center of your palms, put your hand like this, and then be aware of your feet. Don't cross your legs. You go, yeah, but I'd like to meditate and cross my legs. Well, remember, we're trying to purge stuff. So basically, this is input. Hands and feet are output. If your legs are crossed, a lot of the crap will go into your sex chakra and your basic chakra. If that's what you want, hey, knock yourself out. Because sometimes when you tell people, they argue, say, okay, do whatever you like. People sometimes tell me, say, hey, how come you're not understanding? How come you're not nurturing? I go, well, this is how you do it because that's the effect. You don't want to do it, that's your problem. For me to argue with you, well, what you bother coming to class? So uncross your legs if you want to do this, okay? There's a place to cross your legs. There's a time not to. Okay, let's get that out of the way. So that way you have a better understanding. Why do people cross their legs when they meditate? It depends what they're trying to do. You see, when you cross your legs, just like when you cross your arms, you're stopping the flow of energy to a certain extent. That's why if you're washing your car, if you twist the hose, what happens? The water stops. So when you cross your legs, the spiritual energy coming down, instead of just going right through your legs and down to the earth, it partially stops at your hip area and it bounces back up. So people who want to experience, they want to leave their body quickly, that's why they cross their legs. Now, if you want to get grounded, so legs, feet flat on the floor when you're meditating, as the energy comes down, it goes through you down into the earth. And then from the earth, it also comes back up. So it's more of a flow. So you have spiritual energy and earth energy. Now, in this case, we're going to use this to purge a lot of lower frequencies out. So definitely you don't want your legs crossed because you want it to drain. Make sense? That's that. Okay? By the way, if that language is too harsh for you, well, whatever. Let's do this. You don't have to visualize anything. Just be aware of your crown, your hands, and your feet. Okay? First, let's affirm oneness to make the energy better, stronger. Just put your hands like this. I am that. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotions. I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one with the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. We are one. Just be still. Maintain your stillness and awareness on your crown. Some of you might experience your awareness and consciousness drifting above the crown. Just let it flow, let it float on its own. Just keep your tongue on your palate. Be still. Maintain your stillness and awareness above the crown. Open your hands, armpits slightly open. Okay, verbally chant with me. And let the energy just flow through you. Okay? Om. Okay, chant with me. Feel the energy flow through your system. Feel the vibration. Om. Om. Be still. Just put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just be aware of your crown. Be aware of your hands. Be aware of your feet. Just be still. Let the energy flow on its own. Maintain your stillness. Some of you might feel your body tingling. Some of you might feel like something draining. Whatever it is, just be still and let it happen on its own. That's why we say, just let go and let things be. Now lower your hands on your lap. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on your palate. Now you will chant silently, like just in your mind. Simultaneously put your gentle awareness on your crown. So you're chanting with me silently, and part of your attention is just hovering either on your crown or above your crown. Be still. Just let your awareness and your consciousness just float above your crown on its own. Let it just drift higher and higher above your head. There's a beautiful golden light way above your head. Just let your awareness and your consciousness Just like a balloon, keep drifting closer and closer to that brilliant light. Some of you see it clearly, some of you don't. Some of you just know it's there. Doesn't matter. It is there. Now, you're just going to listen. Just listen to the Om. It is you, the soul, the spiritual self, that's listening now. Om. Now your higher soul is listening. Om. Now even higher. Let go. Gently, slowly, very gently and slowly come back to your physical body. Just gently move your fingers and toes. Just kind of gently slide back into your physical form. Take your time. Raise your hands in blessing. Just picture the people you love in front of you. fill them all with golden light. We're releasing the excess energy we generated. Fill all of them with beautiful golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. Bless them with lots of love. The people being very good to you, bless them with love and gratitude. And just say thank you. Fill them with peace and love and lots of gratitude. Thank you. May all be blessed. So be it. So be it. May all be blessed. Now be aware of your feet, the base of your spine, and your hands. Put your golden light down into the earth. Verbally repeat after me. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it, so be it, so it is. May all be blessed. Keep blessing the earth. This will ground you. It'll also have just flush out any of the blockages that are still on the surface that have not completely released. Blessings be to all. So be it, so be it, so it is. Blessings be to all. Okay, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokoksui Mahagujume, thank you. In full faith, so it is. Okay. I was looking at the time. That whole meditation was 12 minutes. Yeah, 12 minutes. But you notice we just keep raising the frequency, right? Now, when you do this meditation, it depends also on your intention. Our intention initially is to flush, release. So some people, when they do this meditation, does it chanting alone. Sometimes they cough. Sometimes they just start twisting. Okay, don't fight it. Just let it happen. That's the good thing about doing this online. If you're in a room, you don't want to cough because you don't want to disturb the guy next to you, right? Haven't you noticed? If you've ever done group meditation, just when everything is so still, you have somebody go, and you feel so embarrassed, we go, I don't want to disturb anyone. And the person who's coughing is like, I couldn't help it. I was fine until that happened. And guess what, buddy? It's a good thing. It's just like what we call principle of displacement. You know, if I have a cup here, there's certain liquid I don't want. If I keep pouring new liquid, at some point it will displace it. Well, that's what happens. As you raise your frequency, okay, as you raise your frequency, the lower frequencies, particles, waves, whatever, will start shedding, releasing. So as it releases, you have to realize it's not like it's here, suddenly it's here. It's a process. So sometimes, a lot of it came out, that's why you feel lighter, but some of it kind of got stuck in the middle of the aura or the chakras. And if it's here, it's like, oh. So when you cough it out, then you're using the physical body to help the energy body to push it out. Okay? And also after this, we get up and do our exercises. That also helps just flush things out and help you assimilate. All right. I hope you learned something. Today was, relatively short compared to the last few days. We've been going way over time, like 45 minutes or whatever. I hope this one gives you like just a focused teaching on Om. And there's a lot more to it. Literally, you could feel volumes. Think about it. Almost all, there are a few exceptions, but let's just say 99% of Hindu mantras start with Om and end with Om. You notice that? Om Namah Shivaya Om. The Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurvuvah Swah Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om. So it's almost like a sandwich. You want a bun, the meat in the bun. Maybe next time we'll talk about it. All right? So I think that's that. And just a quick announcement. This is August, a sacred month for us, because Master Cho's birthday, my teacher's birthday is August. So we do what is called Living the Teachings 31-day meditation challenge. And I'm going to post it here. It's in the link there. You'll see it wherever you're watching. It'll take you to pranichealing.com. And there's 31 days of meditation. Actually, it's 7 and just repeat it. And the meditation that's active right now, it's Sunday, Monday. The Tuesday one is not on yet. So each day has a particular meditation. So I was telling the earlier group, they kept complaining. I clicked on the Tuesday one, the Wednesday one. It says it needs a password. It's not working because we're not there yet. Okay? They don't turn on till, like the Thursday one for prosperity doesn't turn on till Thursday. You know, today's Monday or Tuesday if you're on the other side of the world. So quit complaining. Just wait for it. Do what you need to do now. After the whole 7 days is over, you'll stay online. So the following week, you can rotate it again, or you can pick and choose. I recommend that you follow it because we go through the 7 days. You know, one day is for giving thanks. The other day is meditation for emotional healing. Another day is for physical healing. One is prosperity healing. One is, what was the other one? Anyway, there's 7 of them. It's all there. So the whole idea here is it's a challenge to us to, hey, I'm going to be meditating every day. Okay? I think that's it. So anyway, any further announcements, we'll just tell you. Some of you are spacing out so much. I talk to you now, you're going to go, ah. So we're done. Get up, do your exercises, and we'll see you Wednesday morning. Namaste, everyone. You all take care. Have a wonderful